hear us yet, but
Oh,
commercial. Well, I mean, some people can, like StreamSide can and 365 can. Chat room can't yet because
hey
everything's
guys.
everything's muted for them. We got
Let's
3 minutes to the intro. Let me make sure this is still working.
see. Let's refresh the website.
Yep. All right, it's gonna work. Making sure everything's still Bluetooth properly.
All right, the website's not updated yet, so Jeff's got to get that. I guess he's got a note at the top of the chat about the Spreaker feed being a dick. Yep. Let's see. KLRNs. Yep, from the basement's live
Yeah, he's having to go
on
through
Twitter.
them manually. Yeah. I was gonna say it's live pretty much everywhere right now, except for in the chat because Breaker feed is being gay.
Okay.
But it's all right. Once I get all the automation figured out, this won't be a problem anymore because the feed will always be on. That's what I'm working on now is figuring out how to make all the automation work.
iRobot, baby.
Constantly just have something on pretty much all the time, and then we can just jack in when things need to be live and go from there. All right.
That works.
Got about a minute and 20 seconds. With as often as we're putting everything over on Rumble and shit, I may just have Jeff embed the damn Rumble player from now on.
That might be an idea. Unless you can get the well, no, because the restream always changes, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, technically, the Rumble embed code will too until I have everything up and running all the time.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm still, like I said, there's a lot of things I'm trying to figure out, but I guess the easiest thing is just going to be to put the 365 player in there whenever we actually go to the transition, because Spreaker's just making things harder and harder. Everybody's like, yeah, I'm starting to listen from X and chatting here, so I guess they're figuring it out on their own. All right, bringing the sound up so I don't miss the transition.
All right.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Mommy shark doo 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 doo. Mommy shark doo 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 doo. Mommy shark doo 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 doo. Mommy shark.
Daddy shark doo 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 doo. Daddy shark doo 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 doo. Daddy shark doo 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 doo. Daddy shark.
Grandma shark doo 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 doo. Grandma shark doo 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 doo. Grandma shark doo 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 doo. Grandma shark.
Grandpa shark doo 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 doo.
Grandpa shark.
I figure since we're both grandpas, that would be the appropriate fade out point. Before anybody yells at me, that's the song he asked for. We're here radio, Chat Lives Matter night, and you can blame G for this because Andrew and I wouldn't be here right now if he wasn't on hiatus. It's all G's fault. Anyways, how you doing, Andrew?
I am Groot.
Oh,
I am. I'm good. Fighting allergies, I think. I'm not sure. It seems the city here, the plumbing is 70 years old on all the water piping, so they decided that in the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever it is, they're going to replace all the Main Street piping. So I've got bulldozers and dirt and dust and grime all over the place, along with dogwood weeds. You there, or did I drop out?
No, I'm here. Sorry,
Okay.
I was working on something, so I had myself muted.
All right. But no, it's been interesting. Found out I don't have to leave tomorrow for Canada. I got to leave Friday for Canada.
Blame Canada. Oh wait, sorry.
Going up there to Surpston and get me some poutine or
I was gonna
poontang.
say, why are you going to the European Union? Nobody wants to go to the European Union, sir.
Well, they like to make power too, and they said they'd give me lots of money. So,
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, if it works, I guess. I don't know.
somebody's got to pay for my taco and bourbon bill because KLRN ain't.
Well, I mean, maybe eventually we could. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just saying.
Look, just because my bourbon and taco bill is the GDP of most small countries doesn't mean I have too much.
That's exactly what that means.
Look, this is not the 70s. Cocaine is not God's way of telling me I have too much money. All right.
No, now it's tacos and bourbon. This God's way of telling you have too much money. Kind of the whole point.
Are we sure? Are we sure? Really?
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure.
So, how's life going for you? Did you get meatloaf today?
I have not yet. No, it was actually just about done whenever we had to hit the button at the 6:00 show or 7:00 Eastern. So I will at some point. I just haven't figured out when yet.
Okay. So I missed the last hour of your show because work decided I wanted to have a phone conference.
Yeah, fucking bastard. Anyway, always listen. It's everywhere.
They interfere with all my fuck off time.
I know, right? I mean, well, that's their thing. They do that like it's their job because it is. So.
Yeah. So, but I don't know if you saw this on Twitchy. It just got posted by artist Angie.
I saw it drop earlier. I had not had a chance to look at it yet, though.
Giant rat filmed in New York.
Dun dun dun.
And that thing is freaking huge.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Volkswagens smaller.
Yeah, and I've seen wharf rats, but that could almost be a beaver or an otter.
Almost.
Well,
maybe it's a possum. I know a lot of people that have confused possums for rats because they hiss and stuff, and then they'll be like, that's not a rat, my dude.
Well, it looks like it could almost be an armadillo, except it's brown and not silver. But yeah, that one's it's New York City.
Get a rope.
Figure it's a politician.
Yeah, I mean, that could be true too.
Oh, I don't think you covered this one. I just come across this one, and man arrested during Taylor Swift's Scotland concert was charged with voyeurism.
That kind of sounds like 70s music, so I went with that.
Yeah, it works. But the thing is this was a 64-year-old man arrested and charged in connection with voyeurism. So obviously he wasn't there with his grandchildren. Because I think that'd be the only way you get me to go to a Taylor Swift concert. And they don't say what he was doing. He's just been arrested and charged in connection with voyeurism offense committed within the Murray Field during the event Saturday on the 8th of June.
Very, very interesting.
You know what I'm saying? 64-year-old man taking his grandkids to see Taylor Swift, I could understand. 64-year-old man going to see Taylor Swift on his own, he ain't right. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I mean, he could be a fan.
Okay, but you're going to go to a Taylor Swift concert where the
Probably
average attendant is 5 times younger than you?
Probably not by myself, no, but
Yeah, I never go see Disney movies in the theater unless I have cover.
I mean, I'll teach their own, I guess. I mean, I do have a much younger girlfriend now. She may want to go. I could use her as an excuse, even though I probably would never actually set foot anywhere near Taylor Swift, and I'm not sure she would either. So
You could actually go see a Bluey concert with her because she's small enough and people will think she was your granddaughter.
she's going to stab you one of these days when she finally gets to meet you. You know that, right?
Yeah, it's all right. I am Groot. The best thing about that, I am Groot, it reminds me of a Labyrinth.
It reminds you of Labyrinth.
Yeah, you know
may-
where they get to the swamp of the swamp of despair, right? Sarah, smell bad.
Okay, I get it now.
And I like Labyrinth. I thought Labyrinth was a great movie. Oh,
I mean,
did you hear about?
I actually really liked the Labyrinth movie. My favorite thing about the Labyrinth movie was all the drinking games that were created because of it, though.
Oh, you know, I can't play drinking games.
Well, that's because for you, it's not a game; it's a profession. Oh wait,
That's true. Oh, Mike is Groot. Uh, so, did you see about Fetterman this weekend?
which about the car accident? Yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
The Babylon Bee kind of skirted the line with an article. That's actually where I heard bits and pieces, but I didn't have much information. And then Babylon Bee put out a satire piece that I saw today that was like, Democrats are hoping that recent car accident will make Fetterman remember that he's one of them or something like that. And I was like, oh my God.
Well, he was on Interstate 70 at a high rate of speed, well over the posted speed limit, which was 70 miles an hour.
I mean, speed limits are suggestions, though. So I'm just saying.
Well, he rear-ended another vehicle.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I haven't heard much about it, honestly, so I don't really know.
Well, it was, let me see, where is it in the article here? He rear-ended a Chevy Impala near the exit to I-68. And the 62-year-old woman from Pennsylvania was the other driver. And I'm wondering if that's not one to where he's cruising along at 85, 90 miles an hour. And he's going to pass somebody, and she pulled over to pass.
Could be.
And yeah, and having been somebody that drives constantly on the interstates and all like that, it's not surprising for people just to kind of stick their butt out there. Because they have no clue what they're doing. So I see we're still I've seen no arrests have happened for DC from last weekend or the weekend before.
Well, are you surprised?
Oh, shocked. Honest, shocked.
I mean, I
Just
can kind of hear your shocked face from here. I'm just like,
yeah, it's just I'm not shocked, and anybody that tries to saying that it's totally different, and it's like, well, what's different? What is different? We're talking the White House. Yeah, the president wasn't there, but when is he? And
I mean, lately, never.
yeah, I don't think he's been there since January 2020.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think, yeah. Anyway,
Anyway, but no, I saw that, and then you got Jill flying back and forth from France on our dime because she's supporting her son. I know what she's doing.
dun, dun.
I know what she's doing. She's serving as a reminder that Hunter is not.
Oh wait, I thought we were about to bust into Pornhub. Stepmom, kid. Yeah. Anyway, my bad.
No, it's not the same now that we got all the porn to let loose in X.
Yeah. I guess you're gonna point there.
But no, she's been flying back and forth to France last week to be at the trials for Hunter, and she's flown on the private jets, Air Force 2, 1, all those types of jets, right? The government jets. And the DNC said that we will reimburse first class round trip tickets.
Nice.
For those flights.
So
which Red State had an article about it where those flights with the plane, the Air Force government planes, is like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and a Delta round trip is like $10,000. I am so glad that they're offsetting the cost.
Zelda, speed limits are suggestions. That's a city ordinance, so it's not technically illegal. It's a ticketable offense, not an actual criminal offense.
Unless you're in Georgia.
Well,
Georgia has that super speeder law.
Yeah, I'm not in Georgia though. So.
Well, no, you're in Oklahoma. They got cities over there that have speed traps. If you're not doing 55 when you cross 45 when you cross that sign, you're getting a ticket. Especially if you got out of state tags.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still, municipality kind of thing, not necessarily like an actual, oh my God, you've committed a crime. No, you broke a city ordinance.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, she's in the chat. Remind me to never ride with you. Well, that's going to be really hard since you can't drive. Just throwing that out there.
You know what's easy? You right? If you pick her up and put her on the rear view mirrors, what's she going to do? It's not like she's going to be able to get down.
See.
There it is. Ward Clark over at Red State wrote this, that the DNC is going to reimburse, and it's let's see, it's $206,000 an hour to operate the Boeing 747s that serve as Air Force One. And he looked at at a popular booking site from Washington Dulles to Charles de Gaulle in Paris. it ranges from $4,800 to $5,000. So that's what we're getting reimbursed. I feel so special about that.
That's amazing. Not really.
Yeah. Oh, man. Hey, Zelda. I'm Groot. It's always worth saying that. You know, if I could just figure out how to say 5 stars whenever I say her name, it'd be great.
Just say, listen here, 5 stars.
Oh, so I heard you talking with Stacy, and I also heard you today on the radio.
I know. I've been everywhere today.
I know. I'm trying to understand. What's wrong with forced lesbians?
It's weird.
Look. Somebody posted about it on Twitter. You know, go back and tell those 1980s nerds about it. And I responded, well, all they're going to ask is, are they hot and is there nudes? Right?
So I think I figured out how you could say her name and still edit it. You just go, hey, is it?
Get add a syllable there.
Oh, she's so much fun to annoy, especially when she's hanging out in the chat. So, but yeah, no, back to the forced lesbians. I have to admit, I haven't even watched the episode yet. I played a clip from Nerdrotic earlier, and I don't know. To me, I'm just, they've managed to kill one of my favorite franchises, and I'm really just kind of over it. They almost managed to do it to Star Trek, and then I think Star Trek kind of got the memo and changed course when they decided to go with Strange New Worlds, because it is a lot less woke than anything they've put out lately. And even Discovery, the 5th season, wasn't that bad. But I think part of what's killing TV now is you used to get, look at it from this way. Back when Star Trek was first run, there were literally only 12 weeks out that show was not on the air for the 3 seasons that it ran. So you're talking about almost 100 episodes by the time they were done in 3 years. It takes 10 years to get 100 episodes under the current format right now. Now, if you take that and you kind of rethink the idea of how Star Trek: The Next Generation worked, for the first 2 seasons, that show is almost unwatchable. But if you hang out long enough, by the 3rd season, they found their footing. Everybody does. For the first 2 seasons, Data seemed less robotic than Picard, and he's supposed to be
first 2 seasons. First 2 seasons of the Next Generation was just remakes of the first generation.
Not all of them, but a couple of them were. They redid the Naked Now. I remember that one because that was always a weird episode for me, even when I was a kid. It was actually probably the first time I think I ever realized that George Takei might be gay, because he couldn't really hide it very well when he was trying to play drunk. It just kind of came out. It was just, I was like, is he pretending to be drunk, or is he trying to let everybody know that he's a little light in the loafers? I think it might be a little of both, but anyway. But yeah, but the thing about that is, if you do the math, because back then it was 26 episodes a season, so it took honestly about probably 4 or 5 episodes into season 3 before you really realized that they had found their feet. You could tell with season 3 kind of from the beginning because their uniforms were a little bit different and everybody seemed a lot more relaxed. But it took a few episodes for you to really see that whoever was running the show at this point actually kind of sort of knew what the hell they were doing. So if you do the math, I'm
sorry, Rick.
No, to answer your question, I think that was also the season or right before the season where Roddenberry had passed. So they had actually
So we've been doing this too long. We're starting to finish each other's sentences. He's my boyfriend now, Zelda.
My boyfriend's back and you're gonna be in trouble. Wait. But yeah, no. But yeah, I think you're right. I think fourth season was when he actually did pass, but I think by the third season he had already started stepping away, so he wasn't micromanaging everything as much because he didn't even like Patrick Stewart in the role as the captain. Patrick Stewart was only on a 3-year contract because he didn't like him for the role and he was trying to figure out if he was going to let him stay or not. And at one point, they had actually that's why they did a cliffhanger. It wasn't intentional. They weren't sure if he was going to be renewed. So they left it with him possibly being gone so they could figure out what they were going to do in time to shoot for the following season because his contract was up. So there was a good chance between season 3 and season 4 that Riker was going to helm the Enterprise and they were going to move forward with how things looked at the very beginning of season 3, episode 1, because by the time they were shooting that, they were only halfway through shooting that first episode when Stewart re-upped and basically the person that was running the show now said, no, we don't want to get rid of you. And he's like, cool, because I don't hate this as much as I thought I would. Let's keep going. But that's why they did the cliffhanger. And then it kind of became a thing because they realized what they had done, because this was the first time in Star Trek history that there was like a cliffhanger over a summer. So they knew what they had done because everybody was talking about it everywhere for the entire summer. Oh my God, what's going to happen? So then it became a thing. But it all started because Roddenberry didn't like Picard in the role. He even complained, or Patrick Stewart in the role. He even complained that there was no way that a captain of the Enterprise should have no hair. And I was like, that just seems kind of weird. But then again, it wasn't just him though. Stewart wasn't comfortable in the role at first either, and was clashing with a lot of the members of the actual recurring cast, to the point where he even stormed off set once and had a total meltdown with Frakes in his trailer. And I remember reading an excerpt from his biography, Make It So. And he's talking about at that moment, he was still living out of a suitcase because he was only on a short-term contract. He had no idea if he was going to stick around. He didn't even like the show concept at first. And he didn't like how frivolous everyone was on set because Frakes and Burton and Spiner were all pranking each other all the time. And of course, he's like, I am from Royal Shakespearean Theatre, sir. We do not do this. And Frakes just looked at him and says, look, you're in America now, dude. Like literally says, hey, you're in America now. And these jobs don't last forever. So we've learned to enjoy them while we have them. So you can either start figuring out how to fit in or you can sit in your trailer and pout.
Yeah.
And that's why even during this most recent Super Bowl, when everybody was like downing Patrick Stewart for being completely stupid on the Paramount Plus commercial, I'm like, you know what? I'm actually with knowing how uptight he was when he first started trying to act in America. I am glad to see that he found a way to start just being himself and just being silly, even if everybody.
He played into it being a senile old man.
But no, it was just great.
That's the best thing I loved about it was the fact that he's like, I got this. And everybody just looking at him like, yeah, that's not happening.
Oh, I love the fact that they did like 3 different versions of that commercial at different lengths. So depending on which one you see, you either get a little bit of it or you get a little bit more of it. Or if you're lucky enough to have caught the whole thing, you get it from beginning to end. And honestly, with as cheesy as everybody thought it was, I thought it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah. But no, Star Wars, I haven't paid any attention to Star Wars since the prequels.
Well, the one thing I will tell you, if you didn't like the prequels, which I was on the fence for most of the prequels, I'm not going to lie. I did like some things. Like I liked watching, the world when there were actually more than one Jedi that wasn't fucking retarded.
Yes.
Yes. So I did enjoy that. Jar Jar Binks was not one of my. I was too old for that at that point. He was like the Ewoks for Return of the Jedi. When it first came out, I didn't mind the teddy bears too much. Then as I got older, I was like, yeah, it's kind of fucking stupid. Then they completely ruined it with the Ewok Christmas special, so there was that.
Yeah, well, all I can think is I really wanted Jar Jar Binks, the fanfic where he was actually the Sith Lord.
That would have been amazing. I'm not even gonna lie.
Hey, that would have just take my money now.
See,
Right?
they really should have done that. But then again, by then you already kind of realized who the guy was that was supposed to be in charge. But he could have been like the undercover, second. I mean, the thing about it is, there's all this lore about the Sith, about how there's always two, blah 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 blah. Well, they threw that out the window with the video games. So they should have
Oh
just
yeah.
made him. They should have just made him like an undercover apprentice, and at one point they show him being the bad guy. That would have been awesome. That would have been cool.
Oh yeah. But when Disney took over and they took everything that was all the books and everything that had happened before and just threw it out and said it's no longer part of the universe, it's like, really?
Yeah, and then with freaking so the thing that pisses me off about them is it's almost like they acknowledged how bad 7, 8, and 9 really did suck because let's face it, and I talked about this a little bit today. Episode 7 was episode 4 with a female lead, almost
Yeah.
down to everything, including the inter system Death Star. Now it doesn't even have to be in the same system, and the bad guy in the black helmet. I'm just like, come on, man. So, I mean, she had the same damn costume as Luke on, basically. And it was her on a desert planet with a droid that was the only hope of saving the Rebel Alliance. I'm like, haven't we seen this before? But it was almost like with Mandalorian when it came out, it was almost like they had recognized how bad they screwed up. Because there for just a brief second, they left you with a glimmer of hope that they were going to retcon everything from 7, 8, and 9. Because when Grogu, otherwise known as Baby Yoda, for the people who don't watch the shows as much as I watch the shows, goes off to go with. At one point, it looks like he's going to go train with Master Luke. They could have branched off in a completely different direction because if he had actually trained Grogu, that would have meant that Han and Leia's son weren't his first apprentice, and they could have started over. But they didn't do that because Grogu eventually goes back with the Mandalorian. And I really wish, honestly, that they had released The Last of Us first, maybe, because the same guy that plays Mando plays the lead character in The Last of Us. And all I kept seeing, and all I kept waiting for every time I went to go watch I think they've had 10 episodes so far, and then they're working on the second season, but everything got screwed up because of COVID. But like the first episode in, when I realized who it was, I kept waiting for him to say, "This is the way." And I was like, it's basically the Mandalorian without the armor because he's even got a teenage kid that he has to keep up with every freaking episode. I'm like, so it's basically the Mandalorian with no armor, and he's even got the Baby Yoda he's got to keep up with this time. Still, anyway, I don't know.
Well, they had a perfect 3 episodes they could have done movie setup by Timothy Zahn.
Oh, I know, but they couldn't do that because Disney threw it all out. That was
like,
the weirdest thing about that is so they throw out Timothy Zahn's entire book series, but then with when they brought back God damn it, why cannot Ahsoka. When they brought back Ahsoka, they resurrected one of his characters. And then did what they wanted to with him instead of following the actual books. And I'm just like, if you're going to bring back one of the characters, you should have just made the books into a series and actually fixed some shit. Because Admiral Thrawn was one of the biggest center point characters of that entire Zahn series. And those books were amazing. And that is what we should have had as episodes 7, 8, and 9. Instead, we get, oh, look, the Empire got overthrown again. Look, or the Empire, the Republic got overthrown again. Look, if you can't even keep your shit straight for more than 20 years at a time, do you deserve to exist as a government anyway?
No.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, you're telling me that a republic that existed for thousands of years, if you go back and look at all the lore, once it got reinstalled, couldn't last 40 years?
No.
And apparently
they didn't have Force Wits lesbians.
You're killing me, Smalls, but this is now contractually required.
Giggity, giggity, giggity goo. Stick around.
I don't know. I may actually give up and watch the episode just so I can trash it some more tomorrow on Friday. Sure. I'll either watch it tonight or tomorrow night. I haven't decided yet because I may actually wait and just kind of trash it on Friday show since Friday is more of a fun show.
Well, all of this has proven to me that I have not made a mistake in my life when I decided I'm done with Star Wars after the prequels.
I'm telling you, if you go watch 7, 8, and 9 now, though, you'll like the prequels more. Because I thought the prequels absolutely sucked, and then I saw 7, 8, 9. I was like, these don't suck so hard anymore, but these movies really suck.
No, I still want to maintain this hate that I have for Jar Jar Binks, and the fact that
you can hate Jar Jar Binks and still don't mind the rest of the three movie franchise. I mean,
and that Anakin was such a whiny bitch before he became Vader.
I know, right? That was one of the things that just killed it for me. I know what they were trying to do because they were trying to show that the reason he eventually turned into the bad guy that he is was because he thought he was doing everything for the right reasons. And the thing about it is, it's not even that Hayden Christensen can't act. I've seen him in other stuff, but he doesn't suck. He could not do that role to save his life, though, and I don't know why. I mean, because I've seen him in other things, and he's not terrible. But as Anakin Skywalker, he sucked. I'm like, could you guys not have cast this a little bit better? I mean, he was just like this raging emo kid, and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out that. Okay, Anakin was what, 10 years old, 8 years old in the first movie?
Yeah.
5 years had passed when we pick up on the second movie?
I thought it was more than that. As far as timeline for story, I thought it had been a bit longer than that. I'd have to go look.
Well, but either way, the Queen was already 6, 7 years older than him.
Hey, don't be hating.
And so let's say it was 10 years. Okay. 10 years later, she's pushing 30 and she's not married for the good of her kingdom yet.
Well, by then she wasn't queen anymore either. Remember, their society was weird. After a certain age, you're not queen anymore. By then she was senator instead.
Well, but I'm still, it's like, okay, really? You waited for this 10-year-old to grow up so you could be, really?
Hey, age is just a number, sir.
I'm not arguing that, but we all know better. We all know better. Now, granted, I am seeing a lot more of this 30-year-old 30-year-old school teachers banging 12-year-old kids in school. So,
yeah, I just have one question. Where were those hot ass teachers when we were in school? Every single teacher I had was old and wrinkly for the most part. I wouldn't have wanted to have had sex with most of my teachers when I was in high school.
No. I'm sorry. If I still to this day believe they never had sex.
I don't think they did either. But I mean, I don't know about you, but most of my teachers, I mean, granted, I was young, so they probably were younger than I think. But I remember most of my teachers to me looked really, really old. But since we are talking about teachers banging kids, this kind of seems appropriate right now. Because teachers like they have today were the inspiration for music like this from way back in the day.
Oh, yeah. I still want to know, where did they grow up at if they had teachers like that?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it was different in California back then. I don't know. Maybe the teachers were hot. I know when I lived on the West Coast, now granted, I lived in Seattle, but our teachers weren't really hot then either. So I don't know. Anyway. figured I needed to give everybody a little bit of a musical palate cleanse to get them away from Baby Shark.
Baby shark, do 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 do.
And Andrew ruined it for you guys. I tried. I'm just saying. I tried. Don't blame me. I tried. Oh, all right. Well, believe it or not, man, we're down to about 15 minutes. What else you want to talk about?
Somebody's going to have to. She has a lot of homework this summer, and she better be doing some studying. She doesn't know what Hot for Teacher was.
Well, I mean, she is young, so.
Yes, I know she's young. She's an imp on a refrigerator. She has nothing better to do. She could be up there listening to good music. Oh.
Okay, so apparently I should have been living vicariously through Dr. Tex Mike, because apparently he had sex with his seventh grade music teacher.
What?
Reading the chat right now. Sorry, Rick and Andrew. I had sex with my music teacher when I was in 7th grade. She wasn't bad. Apparently, I went to the wrong schools.
So, was she a flute player?
I mean, you just asked. We'll have to wait for his response.
Was there a little two-state boogie going
on? Nice. Good reference. Dude, yes, I definitely should. I definitely should have been listening or living vicariously through somebody in the chat room, because he's like, yeah, and my neighbor's wife when I was 14. My friends got us. Wow. This guy. Okay, he should. If too bad Jeff's not in here. Somebody should change his name to Sam Malone. I'm just saying. Sammy.
He could be DeNozo.
This is true. He could be DeNozo. We could just change his name to Junior.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed, Dr. Mike. I'm impressed.
Dude. Hang on. I don't know if this will work, but we're gonna try something. Because I don't have this loaded, but I have my phone Bluetooth, so I'm gonna try something.
And Ori has joined chat. What's up, dude? So glad you made it.
It's Ordy. Amish.
Oh, we can discuss my announcement I made yesterday or the day before. I think I might have bitten off a little bit of a task.
Well, before we get too far, I think we need to play this in honor of Dr. Tex, if it works.
Okay.
We got to get going. No. Stick around. Hang out with us.
Cool. Yeah, we'll stay and hang around with you. With Alice Cooper.
We're not worthy. We're not
worthy.
We're scum.
It's kind of how I'm feeling with the chat tonight. I'm just saying.
At least with Dr. Mike, Dr. Tex.
Dude is like a KLRNRadio folk hero now. I'm just saying. He's done all the things we wanted to do as kids. We're not worthy.
No, definitely.
Oh, anyway. All right. So yeah, you go back to you and your fruitcake. I told you I was gonna warn you before. You were like, anybody who wants fruitcake, here you go. Like, you realize like 1 million people are gonna hit you up for this now, right?
Well, there's quite a few. With family, I could do like I think a total of 22 fruitcakes right now.
That's a lot of fruitcakes.
Yeah, it's we're talking like 20 pounds of cherries, 20 pounds of pineapple, butter, 200 eggs, 40 ounces of extract, 70 cups, about 20 pounds of flour, and 45 pounds of walnuts.
That's a lot of nuts, yo.
Yeah.
That's a lot of nuts, yo.
Giggity giggity. Giggity goo.
Giggity goo. So the question is do you want a fruitcake?
Actually, I was gonna ask, but then I realized a bunch of other people were asking, so I wasn't gonna add to your list.
No, that's fine. It's not a problem. I've already had a couple people tell me they're not going to be able to. So,
But yeah, I definitely want to try it because when Ordy was like, "Oh my god, it's amazing," because Ordy hates fruitcake. According to Ordy,
Yes,
you've completely destroyed one of Ordy's urban legends because he completely believed that there was one fruitcake for all of mankind that just kept being regifted, and he's like, "You have shattered my illusions," sir. So that kind of sold me.
it's the only one that I'll eat.
Oh.
I don't eat just anybody's nuts, but I eat my nuts or these nuts.
Okay, Ron Jeremy, this is not that kind of show.
Yeah, but I'm looking at probably doing this sometime November, December timeframe.
Nice.
But if I start planning for it now, I can start gathering everything as you hear from the quantities.
Yeah. Andrew's going to have to play hunter-gatherer for the next few months because he's bitten off more than he could chew.
I'm trying to find these nuts. I am Groot.
Oh.
What I need to do is find me a little toy Groot and plant it and zeke fruitcake. like the baby for Mardi Gras.
You're gonna make her a Groot cake version of a fruit cake.
Yeah, there we go.
Zelda got the Christmas Groot cake.
And she can pull it out and it'll say, I am Groot. Oh, so I guess we need to start winding this up so I don't get stabbed by Laura and her crew.
Yeah, Laura's already waiting in the background. She's ready to go.
Good thing you didn't tell me. I might have signed out of here early. Oh, but yeah, it's well, let's try planning this. If Z's not on, I can fill in and me and you can just riff for that hour.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that may be the thing for the next little bit because he's not planning on being back till like July, the week after July 5th, and then he won't be back again till August. He's still gonna try to jump in for Toxic, but his summer schedule sucks.
That's all right. It's all right. He had some important stuff going on too.
Yeah, I know. That's why I can't be too mad. I mean, hell, he's been doing this with me since 2015, so that's forever. Anyway, so since we are just about out of time and probably do need to shut down a couple minutes early just so nobody's hanging out for like 5 minutes while we change over, where can folks find you, man?
They can find me on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. At Nuke MM1 retired. That's pretty much where I'm at. And on Toxic Masculinity, the last Wednesday of every month with you, Aggie, Ordy, G, Jeff, if we can drag him in. And we just do toxic things, and hopefully we have a babe. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, but we always have Aggie, so we do always have a babe.
I was going to say, we almost always have a babe present anyway because we have Aggie. Except for last month, she was like, I can't do this show because I have things. I'm like, you sick.
Well, you know, she was with her parent and her dad, and we can let that slide.
Well, you can let it slide. I'm going to be sitting over here being bitter. It's my thing. It's what I do. Anyway,
Bitter party of one.
my table's waiting. Bitter party of one. My table's waiting.
And I know I'm gonna have to go make up lies so I can top Dr. Mike here next time because
I know, right?
I had sex with the first lady. Yeah, I knew Antoinette. I had sex with her.
Dude, everybody knows you were banging Eve back in the day. It's all good.
She wasn't that hot.
I hear Lilith was hotter, but most people don't know about her. So,
well, sorry, you can't trust Lilith. She's a representative of the old ones.
well, the backstory with Lilith is kind of interesting though, because apparently she was Adam's first wife, and he got mad because she wanted to be on top, so he asked God for a new one.
Yeah.
A little bit of weird Jewish lore there on the way out the door.
So, and you're pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere, all the time, all at once. I wish I was omnipresent and omnipotent. I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I'm pretty much everywhere on KLR Radio, pretty much all the time. Because it's like I was joking with Stacy earlier, because she's like, "Since you work from home, you got to figure out how to get out of the house sometime." I was like, "Yeah, I would love to, except if I'm not here, the lights don't stay on, and then nobody gets to do shows most of the time." So, anyway.
Well, I do hope I encourage all of the listeners to stand by and listen to Laura and Ken, and I guess they got a Zit as a special guest, or a guest special.
All right.
Sure. But y'all stay and listen to Talk Murder to Me, because if you don't, Laura's going to stab me. And if you do, she won't stab me. So I understand your dilemma now.
I think Zelda's praying for the stabbing. I'm just saying. All right, we're going to go out the way we came in because it's what Andrew has to open the show with. So we'll see you guys next week because I think we're still going to be filling in for G. I may or may not have different intro music by then. But we'll be back in just a minute with Talk Murder to Me with Bumpstock Ken, Bumpstock Barbie, and special guest commentator Miss Zelda. Live right here on KLRNradio.com. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys. All righty, boss.
All right.
I'm over here.
Off, and I was going to say just close out whenever you're ready because I'm going to bring her over.
Yep,
she's
not a problem. I hope you have a good show.
All right. I just realized I need to get Zelda the link. I haven't done that yet.